G'day guys, Robbie here, how are you? Today I'm going to spend some time to demonstrate the control panel of this scope. I'll try to explain what they are and what you can do with them. In sequence from top left to bottom right, we have Shift/red laser pointer key, Up/sense key, power key, Left/zoom key, Unit/OSD menu key, Right/contrast key, Photoshop/video recording key, Down/brightness key, GPS/Wi-Fi key. Note here, the up, down, left, right function only works during the zeroing process or when you open the ballistic calculation page, which is under the OSD menu. The keypads function in black are mostly the function can be switched on or off with a short press, where the functions in orange usually require a 2 seconds long press. Each time you press some keys on the keypad, the whole keypad will glow for roughly 10 seconds. For the purpose to notify you that you have touched the key, whether you intended or not. Also, the background light is helpful for you to view what keys you are pressing in case you are doing this in the middle of the darkness. Now to the individual identification. Let's start with the power key. To switch on the device, press the key for 2 seconds and release. Wait for it. The screen will light up in a couple of seconds. Once you see the screen up right corner displays ballistic ready, the scope is ready for action. To switch off the device, hold power key for 2 seconds. Now a 4 seconds countdown will start, and the device will shut down in 4 seconds. If there is something very wrong with the device and a reboot is required, you also have an option to force shut down the device by holding the power key for 8 seconds. It's a bit like force shut down your PC. No countdown will display and the device will simply shut down. Next up is the Shift/red laser pointer key. Start with the red laser pointer, which is located here, right above the integrated IR flashlight. One short press to switch on the red laser beam and one short press to switch off. The red laser beam is visible to human eye, and it's designed for indication purposes only. Effective range is roughly 50 meters-ish to me. It is fixed and not adjustable. Personally, I use it to show my friend who stands next to me where I'm roughly aiming at, since I'm usually the first one to spot the target. And that's roughly about it. Now, about the Shift key, which is really the zeroing initiation function key. Simply long press the Shift key for 10 seconds, and the text "now zeroing at 50 meters" will appear at the bottom middle of the screen. You can now use the up, down, left, right key to move the reticle/crosshair in order to conduct zeroing process. If you don't touch any key for 10 seconds, the zeroing process is finalized and the text will disappear. The up, down, left, right key also return to its normal function. If your device is different, you may need to check your software version. Mine is at the latest version 6.23. For detailed zeroing process, please see my zeroing video. Next up is the Sense key. It has 4 level setting. Sense 0 is color display for daylight only, not suitable for nighttime unless you have sufficient background light like street light. Sense 1 to 3 is black and white display for nighttime. Now, for easy understanding, let's say it increased the strength of the integrated IR flashlight. The higher the strength of the IR flashlight, the brighter it is for you to see further or get better detail of the object, especially the one you want to see in the distance. Obviously, in some case, like if the object is too close to you, you may want to decrease the strength of the IR light, or otherwise it's too bright. You will lose most of the detail you want to see. The strength of Sense 1 is 25%, Sense 2 is 50%, and Sense 3 is 100%. Please adjust the sense level as you need. You may need to adjust it on frequent basis since the environment is constantly changing. For example, the movement of the moon during the night, a four-wheel drive vehicle drive by with strong headlight on, or when you move out from the bush and heading to an open valley, or vice versa. Check your sensor setting often to achieve ideal viewing. Oh, also, don't forget in some situation where you really want to view something very far away, but the IR is just not bright enough to achieve that, you can twist the focus knob on the integrated IR flashlight to really focus the IR light beam on the object. For me, on some rare occasion, it works really nicely, but if this is a normal situation for you, you better off mount a big additional IR flashlight on the scope. Next up, let's talk about these two keys together. This is the brightness key and this is the contrast key. Brightness key adjusts the brightness of the screen and the image, where the contrast key adjusts the contrast of the image only. There are 4 settings under brightness and contrast. Please note the settings are not in steady ascent relationship, so just choose the setting suits your eye better at the time. It's recommended adjust brightness prior to adjust contrast. Another aspect I need to briefly mention here is the NV Play Pro apps, where there's a line called noise reduction. Basically, it involves algorithm support to fine-tune the image. It's default at auto, but if you really want better night viewing experience, you can choose high setting. The algorithm will give you that, but the trade-off is a bit of a drag of the image, like what I displayed here. You can turn it off or leave at auto. It's a bit of a personal preference really. You really need to try it and tell which setting suits you better at the time. I thought I just mentioned to you so you're aware it's there. A short conclusion here is when you want to properly view an object at a certain distance, the recommended sequence is first adjust your focus till the object is relatively clear, then choose an ideal sense level, following the adjustment of brightness level and then contrast level. Personally, most of the time I just adjust the focus. Seldom time when I have trouble viewing, I'll adjust the sense level. I almost never adjust brightness and contrast because I was lazy and impatient. However, the important bits to remember here is because the object, in my case most likely a rabbit, cannot see me 50 meters or 100 meters away in the rural darkness, most of the time I do have the option to calm down and take my time to do this viewing adjustment procedure properly. I simply forgot about it or just choose not to. For you though, whether you like to do this properly is entirely your discretion. Just remember the most important advantage of the night vision device. To the object you're looking at, you're most likely not being noticed by the object, and it's likely to remain that way for quite some time. So be confident. Take your time and conduct your business accordingly. The technological advantage is on your side. Moving on to the zoom key. This is a relatively simple one. It gives you an additional 2-power zoom when you're using the Plex reticle. Sadly, it does not apply to the in-house BDC reticle for various reasons. One short press to engage and disengage. Now come to the middle, Unit/OSD Menu key. Start with the OSD menu. Each short press you are swapping the screen display. There are Plex reticle with other information displayed, Reticle 3/in-house BDC reticle with the ability to customize for your need, empty screen with no display at all, which is ideal for clear video recording or take a clear photo, Plex reticle only with no additional information displayed, and ballistic input page with a big ranging reticle. This again, a bit complicated, better discuss in a separate video. The unit key is also straightforward. Long press for 2 seconds, swap between the units, meter and yards. That's about it. Next, we have the photo shot/video recording key. One short press to take a photo, long press for 2 seconds, start video recording, and another 2-second press to cease recording. Now, a few notes here. The quality of video is default at low quality. You can change it to medium or high quality recording in the app. The quality difference between low, medium, and high, unfortunately, I can't give you a quantified number. It's a compression ratio sort of relationship where high quality has a low compression ratio and vice versa. Also, be aware if you force shut down your device while recording for whatever reason, you will get a corrupted file, meaning you will lose this clip. So I tend to cease recording after a little while and start a new one. I mean, things happens. What if my chest pocket was pushing against the power key when I'm not aware? Just my personal suggestion. Also, there's a setting in the app called video length. Say if you set it to 10 minutes. What you did here is to ask the device to generate a new video clip every 10 minutes. A handy feature to have. Last, the GPS/Wi-Fi key. Start with the Wi-Fi function. One short press to switch on, and behold, you can't switch it off anymore unless you shut down the device. Why was it designed such a way? I'm not sure. An engineering compromise, I suppose. The purpose of Wi-Fi function is to allow you to connect the device to its tailored smartphone apps. To fully utilize your device, I strongly recommend you get the app. There are a few non-essential but important settings of the device can only be configured within the apps. Now be aware, using the apps without knowing much about it can be a pain. Additional information can be very helpful. As one of the fellow comer who got screwed twice by using the app, I'm going to do a separate video to guide you through the app so you can get the benefit out of it without pulling out all your hairs. Okay, now the GPS function. Hold 2 seconds to engage and disengage. Without causing any confusion, what you need to know is the GPS function in this case serves solely to the built-in ballistic compensation calculation feature by giving an accurate altitude readout to the device. As we all know, the density of the air drops when the altitude increases, which can have significant impact to the ballistic calculation. So if you're not using the ballistic compensation calculation feature, simply don't switch the GPS function on. Very straightforward. And this concludes the control panel. I hope you find this information helpful. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and bye.